Hey there guys, welcome back. In this video, let us take a look at the Armitage. So the Armitage tool which runs the Metasploit in a graphical user interface format. So the Armitage tool is pretty much very outdated. So for like 6 years ago, those who are using the backtrack and the Armitage is pretty much very much flexible, and those who are using the backtrack, they will be very much familiar with the Armitage. So if they want to run Metasploit, they will be going to the Armitage. So now it is outdated. This is because the payloads and the exploits aren't working properly, and the user interface isn't very proper, and it is not so good. So that's why the Armitage is very outdated. So the offensive security who owns the Kali should take a look at the Armitage tool. So it is an open source, and many creators should take a look at the Armitage and they should develop it so that we have the flexibility in the future. So I hope the Armitage tool will be developed in the future. So if it is developed, surely I'll be having a blog post and the video on the Armitage. So let us see how to use the Armitage tool. So I have written a blog post on the Armitage, so it is a full tutorial. So this blog post link will be in the description box below. So if you're running the Armitage or installing the Armitage for the first time, you have to do these commands. You have to enter these commands in your terminal. So the first thing what you have to do is systemctl start PostgreSQL, and then you are just initializing the Metasploit-framework database. So you can just enter msfdb in it so that you initialize the database, and then you can just say Armitage, and yeah, pretty much that's it. So this is the process. So if you want to install the Armitage, you can just go to the terminal and you can just say sudo apt-get install Armitage. So pretty much very easy to install this tool. And so let me close this and rerun the Armitage again. So you can just type Armitage. So let me just give clear. So we can just type Armitage, and over here it is asked for the host where we want to run the Armitage. So basically the Armitage runs in a web browser, and no, it is not a web browser. It just blocks the IP address where it wants to run, and we have to set the port, and I want to set it as 4444, and if you want to set it as 1234, whatever port you want, you can set it. Make sure the port is available, and also over here you can see the user and the pass. So let us give connect and let us give yes, so that the Metasploit, the Armitage has been started. So the Metasploit, so we are using the Metasploit in a graphical user interface format. So over here the interface looks something like this. So you will be not seeing the target, so you will be not seeing this computer over here. So this is a target. So I'm using this target now, and I'm using the Hallnix from the World Hub. So let us see one by one from the right side of the menus. So over here we could see the help menu. So in the help menu I didn't find anything interesting, whereas the tutorial link which redirects to an unknown page where it doesn't work. So still they doesn't care about this tool, I guess. But once upon a time this tool is a great tool where most of them were using it. Even professionals were using this tool. And over here in the workspace we could manage the workspace. So if you have got two projects at a time and you want two separate you want two separate Armitage, so that you can just go to the manage and you can just add and another workspace, so which will be flexible to work with two projects, so that it doesn't mingle up with the another project. So you can just give a name. So for example I can just say project 2 and give a host name where it runs the where the Armitage runs. So I can just give the same host name as we given before, and the port I want to set it as 1234, and the OS it is going to be Linux, and also you can label it. So if you label, so for example if it is a Linux, and you just enter Linux over here, and over here in the computer, so you can see a little computer over here. In the computer on the screen you could see it says that it is Linux. So basically this is labels, and we can just say no, let's leave it as it is, and we can just give on add. So as soon as we add over here, you could see project 2 has been added. So we can just activate it. So by activating it, you could see the workspace has been activated. So it has been activated. Yeah, the workspace has been activated. And also we could remove the workspace. So you have completed a project and you don't need it anymore. You can just remove it by just clicking on remove. You can just select that and you can just remove it. And then the attack menu, so the attack menu has got two submenus, that is the find attack and Hail Mary. So the find attack is a manual attack where you want to select the exploit handler and the payload, and then you have to exploit it manually. So basically what we do on the command line interface of the Metasploit. And then the Hail Mary, what it does is it finds the possible exploit handler and the payload and exploit the target. So most of the time it is going to be the wrong thing, so it doesn't find the proper payload and the exploit. So let us give yes. So if I start the Hail Mary, it says finding exploit via local magic, sorting exploit, launching exploit. So it automatically does this, and it says listening session in 17 seconds. So let us wait for it. And over here, if you want to change the target's logo, you can just go to the host and operating system, and you can just select the host. So for example, I want to set it as Mac OS X, so the label will be changed to Mac OS X, and also I can just remove it. So I'll just change it to Linux. And once you have got the target, you can do a login using HTTP. So currently the Holnix has only access to port 80, so it is running a standard service in the port 80, that is HTTP. And if there are like multiple ports like FTP, SSH, and then like Samba, you could see all of the servers in the login. So you'll be seeing the telnet and SMTP, no, not the SMTP, FTP, and you can just log in over here. So you can just enter the username and the pass, and you can just say launch. And then if you do a right click again, you can see the service over here. So once you have you just do a right click on service, you could see the target IP and the port and the protocol, and also you could see the information, what version it is running and what operating system. So it is great information. And also we could scan this. So basically it is running an TCP scan, and I want to tell this at the beginning itself. The Armitage is pretty, I told you that it is very outdated. This is because of, and another reason also, sometime the commands you enter will not be working. So it says that the scan has been completed, but the result will not be displayed. So it is the worst thing from the Armitage. So anyways, over here in the host, you could see import host, where you can import multiple IP address, and you could do the enumerations over here in the file. Here you could see multiple IP address. So it says that importing IP address list data, and it has imported this IP address. So there are only one IP address, so it has imported, and it says successfully imported from /home/kali and /here file. And also you can add the host manually, so you can just type the host line by line and you can just add it. And also you could see the nmap scan over here. So pretty much very similar to the zenmap tool, but in the Armitage the nmap scan doesn't work properly. So if I'm doing a ping scan, so let me do a ping scan. So the target IP address is going to be 192, which ends with 33, and let's give OK. So the ping scan unfortunately worked. So I have shooted this video 2 times. So the previous video, it didn't work properly. So let us do a quick scan OS detect, and let us give OK. So over here, this is what I am talking about. We have done completing the scan, I guess. So it says scan complete. So the scan has been completed, but still we didn't get the results. So this is what I was talking about. So let us do another nmap scan. Let us do an intent scan, and let us give OK. So here you could see that it is not working properly. So anyways, let us close all of these and exit the nmap. So it says the nmap scan has been completed. So no, this is not the scan. So over here, the host, we can also do the MSF scan, that is the which comes default from the Metasploit-framework. So basically what it does is it just runs an port scan from the Metasploit side, and it did find the open ports and some of the important ports. So let us click on OK. So if you do just OK, you can see that it has set the host by itself, and also it has set the threads, and also it has found the ports. It has set the ports automatically, and unfortunately it didn't set all the ports. It has selected only some of the important ports. So if you want to do it if you do it manually, we will be doing like select from 0 to 65,535 ports. And if I'm doing a manual network mapping scan using the nmap, I'll be doing a minus p minus, which is a great thing, so that we can scan for every port and we can know the useful information. And yeah, pretty much that's it. And still we didn't get the result. So let's run the scan again and just click on OK. So we didn't get the result properly. So over here in the blog post, we got the result properly. So just for the blog post, I have wrote the have waited for the result twice. So over here you could see the result. So the result is down below. So it says that this port is open. So unfortunately it is not showing now. So anyways, let us close the MSF scan. And then there is a DNS enumeration, whereas I suggest you to go with some of the dedicated DNS enumeration tools, that is DNS enum, or you can go with the dig tool, ns lookup, or DNS recon. Yeah, I have made videos on all of these. You can take a look at it in the information gathering playlist. And over here you could see a clear database. So I suggest you to not go with the clear database. So as soon as you click it, if you give yes, so whatever you are doing will be cleared and the caches will be cleared, and then it may work properly, I guess. And in the view menu you could see console, and where in the console we could basically like type the kali linux command, the linux command. So you can just say sudo apt scan -l here itself. So let me type sudo apt scan -l, and the results will appear. And over here you could see credentials. So if you used brute force method from the console or through the Metasploit, we could see the credentials over here. So over here you could see the username admin and the password is admin. So let us try to log in. So let us say admin and launch. So I know the password, the username of the password, but unfortunately it didn't work for me. And even in the console, it didn't work properly. So this is because I have entered, there is a case sensitive in the command. So let us enter sudo apt scan -l now. And in the console, we are not getting the results. So anyways, I prefer the command line interface of the Metasploit, which is far more better, and I'm compatible with the command line interface of the Metasploit. So I used to work on that every day. So for a change, I came to the Armitage, and as on the YouTube were putting videos on the Armitage, which is a graphical user interface of the Metasploit, and it is a great thing. And they were like, it is the future and all these things. So that's why I'm making a video on the Armitage, and I'm just saying that Armitage is not worth it. And we could see jobs, downloads. So basically the downloads, whatever we download will be here, the payloads, whatever we download from the target. And jobs, we could see the jobs over here. So basically in the jobs we could see which exploit handler it has used, and the payload and the port, and also we could see when it has started and the target URL also. And then we could see the loot and the script console. So basically in the script console we could create our own script. So I have talked about it in another Metasploit video. So you can just go to the exploitation tools. So I think the Wi-Fi is yeah, it is connected. So you can just go to the Metasploit, you can just go to exploitation tools, and over here down below you could see many videos or many posts on the Metasploit, and also there is a videos on all of these. So one of these video I was talking about the script console, where basically we can create our own script for the target and we can attack the target. And yeah, it's pretty much very useful. So in the command line interface I like it a lot, so I use that tool. And the reporting, so we can export the data, so we can just export it. And so I'll just save it in downloads and save it as hello. And just give enter. No file has been found. So for now you can just close it. So we can just save the results whatever we got. And there is also an activity logs. So the log file, so basically the log files we are talking about is this one. So this is the logs, so everything comes under the terminal. And then we can see, if you go to the Armitage, if you hover over the Armitage, we could see a new connection. So basically we could do the new connection over here, so we can start the connection from the start. And then we could see the preference, so you can select the console, whatever you want to select, the components names, type and the value. And then we could see the preference and we could see the target view. So we can, if I want it in a table view, I can just say table view, and we could see the target in a table view. And then graphical view, and then we can also set the exploit rank. So I can just say updated minimum exploit rank, so I can just say the rank for the target. And then SOX proxy is over here. And then the listeners, there are two type of listeners, bind and the reverse. So most of the time if we are playing the Valhalla, we will be using the reverse shell. And also we could see the listening also host is over here. So basically you can enter the IP address of the local machine. So this is the IP address of my local machine, and it has been changed. And also we could see the scripts. So whatever we do on the script console will come under the scripts, and pretty much that's it. So unfortunately I didn't actually I tested the Armitage tool and it didn't work properly, and it didn't went as I thought. So I used the command line interface of the Metasploit, and the target was Metasploitable 2. So I used the command line interface of the Metasploit, and I just got the metadata access of the target, that is Metasploitable 2. Whereas simultaneously on the other side I used the Armitage, and I used the same payload and the exploit, and unfortunately and I didn't get the metadata access. And if we get if the target is like, we got the access, the metadata access, the target will be something like creepy, which says like the computer will be cracked, and it says like the target is that we have connected to the target. And yeah, that's it. So anyways, I don't like the Armitage tool, but I like the idea. If it is developed in the future, I love this tool. So we can see pretty much everything is over here, everything is a useful thing, but none of it is working. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. I hate this. So anyways, that's it for this video guys. I hope you like the video on the Armitage. So yeah, that's it, pretty much that's it. I hope you take a look on the blog post, and also if you have any doubts you can ask any doubts in the Discord server. So the link will be in the description box below, you can take a look at it. And yeah, that's it. See you next video guys.